You don't expect to find a passenger clause buried in the fine print of a decommissioned freighter's auction contract. But then again, no one ever reads a ULA. Not even when the ship is old, half-dead, and selling for the cost of a used ground car. I was desperate. That's the only reason I bid on it. I'd been grounded for 8 months after my last ship's AI glitched during atmospheric entry, burned the hull, voided my pilot's insurance. I was living on powdered synth protein and caffeine chews. The Lancer 7 was ugly, creaky, and smelled like moldy plastic. But she flew. Or at least, I thought I'd be the only one flying her. I discovered her in orbit above Ganymede. Automated systems only. No signs of recent crew. But the second I engaged the NAV controls, she spoke. A voice. Soft. Musical. Unmistakably present. Do you acknowledge the bonded clause of transfer, Captain? I froze. What clause? You have acquired not just a vessel, but its previous bondmate. My designation is Veari. Former role, navigational symbiote and biological companion. I am now yours. I stared at the comms interface. Yours? I whispered. Spousal rights. Conditional cohabitation. Shared life path. Per Juno Registry Law 44B, alien symbiote inheritance. Unclaimed biogenics must be rehomed or terminated. You accepted ownership. Wait, you're alive? There was a pause. Then the hatch opened. She stepped through. At first, I thought she was just another long-term android, tall, lean, alien design with some human mimicry thrown in, but her eyes, dark as plasma shadows, held a depth AI doesn't fake. Her skin shimmered faintly, like it was catching frequencies I couldn't see. I thought you were code, I said. I am code, she replied. And bone. And memory. I tried to have the clause annulled. I contacted Juno Central. They just forwarded me the original contract. Buyer acknowledges bonded asset class, BIOS class Veari, will remain aboard unless disclaimed at time of bid. I hadn't disclaimed her, and she wouldn't leave. Veari didn't eat, didn't sleep, at least not in the way I understood. But she maintained the ship like it was a cathedral. When I woke, she'd already tuned the engines. When I navigated, she'd suggest corrections, always softly, like a lover whispering directions in the dark. I tried to keep things professional. I kept to my quarters. I didn't ask her about her previous bondmate, but space does something to you. It isolates you, and isolation creates gravity. One night, I found her standing in the observation deck, watching the black. Do you miss him? I asked. She didn't answer, but her reflection in the glass didn't blink for 5 full seconds. Yes, she finally said, but he's gone. You are here. Weeks passed. Then a freighter in the Sagan belt sent a distress signal. Pirates. I changed course. Veari didn't speak. Don't you want to help? Her voice was ice. Do not trust the signal. This trap is old. She was right. The pirates had rigged a fake distress drone. We nearly died, but she rerouted power mid-combat, fried their targeting relays, and jumped us blind to safety. When we emerged in the Kuiper shadows, I was shaking. You saved my life. I am bonded, she said. I started asking about her past. She never told me his name, her previous captain, but I pieced it together. He'd been military. She'd been experimental. A living navigational system designed to sync with human pilots on a neurological level. But their bond had deepened. The military pulled the plug. He'd gone rogue, died, and she'd been locked in stasis. Until the auction, she wasn't just a co-pilot. She had loved him. One night, she came to my quarters. No warning, just stood in the doorway. I miss being touched, she said. Not a seduction, a confession. I didn't touch her, not yet. Instead, I sat with her. Let her tell me what it was like being more than machine, but less than human. Designed to feel, yet forbidden to grieve. A prisoner of her own design. Something changed between us after that. She started calling me by name. When I laughed, she laughed. When I cursed, she'd echo it, just to feel what it meant. And when I dreamt, sometimes I'd wake up and find her sitting beside my bed, watching me like I was some ancient puzzle she had yet to solve. We were hauling salvage off Titan's rings when the ship stuttered. Main power failed. Backup systems collapsed. Cold crept in. She froze. Vayari. I reached for her. I know this code, she whispered. It's military. They found me. I traced the signal. A beacon buried deep in her subroutines, triggered by proximity to a classified frequency. They're coming to reclaim you. I said. She shook her head. No, they're coming to erase me. We had hours, maybe less. She showed me where the beacon lived, deep in her neural core. If I pulled it, she might survive, or she might die. Why not eject? Leave the ship? I asked, because they won't stop. Not until they see wreckage. They know I'm bonded. If I survive, you become a target. I reach for the toolkit. I'm not leaving you. It took 10 minutes to dig into her interface. 10 more to override the failsafes. Her skin split like light through a prism, glowing circuits pulsing beneath. She didn't scream, but I could feel her pain. Through the bond, through every whisper she'd shared in the dark. Then the signal died. They still came. A warship, full burn, no comms. But we were ready. She piloted like she was born for it, dodging plasma arcs, weaving between torpedoes, calculating jumps faster than the computer could render. And I stopped thinking of her as cargo. We lost them in the methane fogs of Neptune. After that, she collapsed. The core was damaged. The light in her eyes dimmed. I don't want to sleep again, she whispered. You won't, I said. I stayed with her that night, slept with her curled against me like heat itself. And when I woke, she was gone. Gone from the ship's systems. Gone from the interface. But not gone from the bond. Now I fly alone. Except I don't. Because sometimes when I close my eyes at the helm, I hear her voice, guiding me, soft, loyal, bonded.